Hi. Um, welcome to Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. It's just a quick YouTube live on the Chelsea game that just happened. We'll have a quick take on it. Just about 10 minutes, so stick and stay. If you are in any Chelsea group, guys, I'm entreating you. Share to them. So Chelsea group be one share to now will be on Jenny. Quick live now. But first of all, so our Jenny is a me per se or subscribe to the channel. It's on subscribe. Yeah, subscribe to the channel if you've not subscribed. And then also one of the things that you have to do is that what are the questions that you want me to answer about the Chelsea game that just went on 3-2 to Newcastle United. Merkia Makua Tio to say, hi, Melody is my name from Western Region. Great, Melody. I had part of my education in Takari, so great to hear from you from the Western Region. So, guys, subscribe to the channel and share the link if you've not, and then let me hear from you. Let us get into the conversation. So, quickly, we don't want to take time at all. Quickly. So, one of the things that happened is that today Chelsea went into a mid-table clash. If you look at the English Premier League table, Chelsea were on 11th and the Newcastle were on 10th, essentially, right? You look at the Newcastle team and you see that this is a Newcastle team that are different from what you were seeing last season. They are not the same as the Newcastle team that you were seeing last season. Last season, Newcastle were very, very resolute, right? Now, Eddie said, "Ubi Newcastle a bit machine." Defensive record, one of the best defensive records last season in English Premier League. This Newcastle side had it, but this season they have been inconsistent, and it's the same as Chelsea. Also, very inconsistent this season in terms of getting results day in day out. So the Echo game, when everybody knew that it was going to be a difficult game for both sides. For the coach of Newcastle, you look at Eddie Howe, the quality of work of Babaye last season in terms of transforming Newcastle, a new club, to a top club that they were last season, placing fourth, playing in the Champions League. But this season, I said, the combination of Sergio Mendes and Newcastle, playing in the English Premier League, playing the League Cup, playing the FA Cup, and then, of course, playing in the Champions League European competitions hasn't seemed to be good at all and affect them. So coming into this game was a very, very big game for Newcastle. It means that Newcastle could have gone 7th in the English Premier League, meaning that possibly next season. So when you're 7th, you can play in European competition. So it was a very, very important game today. For Chelsea, again, inconsistency as well. So as Chelsea teams they have been very inconsistent. But in the last 3 games before Samachi, not Chelsea lose any game in regulation time in the last 3 games. So by regulation time, 90 minutes now, every time Chelsea were at least drawing. So it was a game that Chelsea had a lot of confidence. Also, Newcastle had not come to beat Chelsea at Stamford Bridge in about 28 games in a row. So Chelsea had good confidence coming into this. Now, I have problems about how Chelsea played today against Newcastle United. A lot of problems. And then we'll talk about all of that tactical problems that I saw against Newcastle. And I'll tell you why Chelsea ought to be careful. But again, it is a win, a very good win, because Chelsea, regardless of every other thing, needed this win to bounce off the back of the recent inconsistencies. Senegal, they can grow and then get points and then possibly play in Europe. And this was the only chance. In case Chelsea had not won this game, it means that the only chance for Chelsea to play in Europe next season was gone. Let me read some comments before I go on. Isaac Afrani says, watching you live from UK, Wolverhampton. Great, Isaac. Thank you very much, very, very much for watching from the Wolverhampton area. Thank you very much. Yahweh J. Ofe, my guy. He says, I'm tired of Sterling's selfishness. I wish he lives in the summer. See, Yao, that's exactly what I told myself when I was watching the game. For Sterling, a player of that caliber, if you look at the quality of that Sterling has, the kind of gameplay that he has, if you look at Sterling, the experience that he has, and he goes into games and almost every time Sterling is just sometimes too sluggish, too selfish. And yeah, I'm sure you're talking about the chance that he had where he could have squared it to Cole Palmer. He didn't square it to him. But even apart from that, Sterling doesn't seem to give more defensively without the ball for the team. You see, my big problem with Mauricio Pochettino is that when he's on the touchline, he doesn't seem to be angry as we are. He has to be angry. I understand that for a manager of his caliber and his temperament, sometimes he's a little bit calm, and he believes that the calmness can get his team to grow in terms of their strengths, their confidence, and then maybe they can get that quality building up from there. He wants to inject confidence in them. But really, he has to get angry at certain times. And today was one game that he had to be angry. angry at Malo Gusto. The first goal that Chelsea considered was a Malo Gusto mistake. I've seen something with the Chelsea players. Palmer, Malo Gusto, Sterling. Sometimes when Chelsea are leading, they tend to play some showboating and then do some lackadaisical stuff. Then it ends up leading Chelsea to concede goals. And it was a very, very bad habit. And Raheem Sterling also seen. So I share your sentiments, fair, that Sterling maybe in the summer he probably has to go. There is a comments that I'm saying Nana Yao JB Daniel JB says Alkaline richest from Wasa Ekopon, well done to Chelsea, but they shouldn't relax. True. Chelsea's next game is in the FA Cup against Leicester City. That game, Enzo Fernandez is not going to play. Enzo Fernandez is not going to play because he has been suspended. You remember the last yellow card that he had? He's suspended. He can't play in that game that Chelsea are going to play against Leicester City. What that means is that Chelsea will have to replace him. The good news is that Kani Chukwuemeka is back. Cesar Casadec also cannot play because he's capped tied to Leicester City. On team Bobby. He's capped tied to Leicester City. Into on team most match maybe. So it means that any of the other midfielders have to slot in and then play in the Pogba Kofi. He says, I find your analysis greatly listen. Oh, thank you very much, Pogba. I say thank you very much. Flame Master Consult. He says, watching you live from Germany. Thank you very much. Guys, thank you very much. He says Poch is watching live. Wow. That's what I heard. I hear points of Pochettino is watching live. Sterling is off Fifi. Next season, he needs to go. I agree with you, Lex. Godfred Kofi says, I don't understand why you goal up in the 5th minute and decide to sit deep. And you see, Godfred, I think that was the game plan from day one. I think that Chelsea didn't want to take the game to Newcastle when the game started. Their game plan was to sit back and catch Newcastle on the break because they knew Newcastle would try and press them. So Chelsea really wanted to play in that game plan. But when you are up by a goal to 0, you need to control the ball. That's my problem. Even if you want to sit back, Chelsea needed to control the ball. You needed to have a lot of controllers in the middle of the park. And it looked as if the sickness to Conor Gallagher had affected the team because Conor Gallagher, we had heard in days before that he had not trained with the team for a very long time, and that was affecting him. He was not really putting up his best. He was a little bit sluggish. You could tell in the game that Conor, somebody that used to set the tone for Chelsea's physicality and an aggression with and without the ball, all of a sudden wasn't that guy again in a game that we were watching. So this is a game that I thought that when Chelsea went up by a goal to 0, Pochettino should have sent instructions to them. And this game, if Chelsea had lost, maybe all of a sudden I would have been poached out. If you've been following my work, you know I'm not poached out. I think that Chelsea still to be patient with him. But this game, if Chelsea had lost, I would have been poached out because you can't just stand on the touchline and then allow the players to do whatever they want them to do. You need to be aggressive on them. You need to force them to do the right thing because these are young players and they need some heat sometimes on the touchline. So I agree with you that you can't just score one goal and sit back. It was shambolic from Chelsea in that regard. And Musa Sports, he says, I think he's trying to make them enjoy what they are doing. Well, it is one thing to want to make them enjoy what they are doing, but also you can get them to enjoy what they're doing, but then let them understand that there's a need for discipline. At the highest level, you can't just come in and see you want to let them enjoy what they are doing. You need to be balanced in the team. You can't just be somebody like Graham Potter who was nice to everybody and then end up losing his job. You have to be hard like Thomas Tuchel sometimes. Sometimes you have to be nice. And this was a game that demanded him to be very tough and stand on his players. And I think that once he didn't do it, Chelsea won this game just based on the individual quality of Mihailo Mudryk and then, of course, Cole Palmer. There was no way Chelsea were going to win this game in terms of a collective effort. Chelsea were better in terms of technical ability, better in terms of players than Newcastle. And this is coming from somebody that's very positive with Chelsea. And again, if you follow my work, you know this. I hardly see anything bad about the team, but truly, this is a team that performed today only just because Cole Palmer and then Mihailo Mudryk were excellent. And we'll talk about the tactical analysis very soon so that we can run up. So stick and stay. Again, guys, do want to share the link to others. If you're in a lot of Chelsea groups, there are a lot of Chelsea groups on Facebook, on WhatsApp, share the link into it. Let them join in. Let them bring up what they think. Let's have a quick chat and then we can all go and then get some rest. I think it was a very good one. Oh, the thing is that if you're a Chelsea fan, it's relief for you because regardless of that, you just wanted the win to come. And I think it's same for me. Mudryk can become a beast if he is given much playing time. Exactly. I agree with you, Achu. So, Achu, what I think is that if you look at Mihailo Mudryk, he needs time. I don't even think it's about game time right now. I think it's about a settled team. If Chelsea able to build a settled team, then Mudryk will really be that guy because see, he has the quality. And this is the Mudryk that we see that we are not even seeing the good stuff about Mudryk. So imagine Mudryk who ends up being the quality player that we see every time. Look at the goal that he scored. It is just the nimble footedness and the close control in tight areas to get the ball past Van Botsman. But again, the final bit of the shimmy to take away Martin Dubravka, the shoulder drop, and that's what they call it. The English guys call it a shimmy to drop off Martin Dubravka and then slots the ball at the back of the net. That is a player that obviously shows that he's a top talent. And again, I agree with you, FOHU. He needs a lot of time. He needs a lot of time. And the team just have to be settled. If the team is settled, see, if Mudryk walks into that Arsenal team, he's outrightly the best young player in the English Premier League. If he walks into that Arsenal team, if he walks into Man City team, and that's the thing. If Chelsea able to build a settled team, Mudryk becomes one of the best players that you can have in the English Premier League this time. And that's exactly what I'm looking at for today. So that's it, actually. Lex says Mudryk will come good. Yeah, I believe you too. Next season, I think Mudryk will come good. Mudryk is a good player. Yes, that's a good one. Chelsea all the way. Great from Emmanuel Ayo. And not Solomon says, I also think Mudryk is a gem. Yeah, he is a gem. I think that's something that we all agree on. So generally, I think that this is a game that Chelsea played in patches. There are patches where they were good. There are problems that I have. And now first, I'll list my problems. First problem is Chelsea's build-up. Build-up wasn't good at all. And in as much as I love me, Georgi Petrovic, I have issues with Petrovic's contribution in build-up. See, the modern game has gone beyond just being a good shot stopper. And that's the reason why David Raya will get a chance in post and then Aaron Ramsdale will be on the bench. Ramsdale is a better shot stopper than Raya. Again, David Raya is a better shot stopper than Andre Onana. But it is because sometimes you want a very good goalkeeper who plays out to the back. And you see, if you have a good goalkeeper that plays out on the back, one, if team's able to press you, he has the very good ball striking ability to go over the press. And Ederson does it perfectly for Manchester City. Quite apart from that, if you have a very, very good goalkeeper with his feet, he's able to pass up from the back, and that prevents turnovers. And if you have less turnovers, what it means is that it prevents quality chances from being created against you. I mean, the XGs. It reduces your XGs against. And that is something that I have a problem with Georgi Petrovic. He's a quality goalkeeper in terms of shot stopping, and he's calm at the back for us. He's not like a Robert Sanchez that's a little bit all over the place. But my problem with Georgi Petrovic is that he needs to work with his feet. He needs it. The goalkeeping department really needs it because for a young goalkeeper like that, he still has time to change that. For a young goalkeeper with excellent ball shot stopping ability, he has the ability to turn stuff like that around. And that is why I believe that he's a player that can tell, and I want to see more from him. Again, I think that Nathaniel Chalobah is going to lead the team at the end of the season because, yes, he's a settled player, he's a Chelsea Academy boy, helps, but generally, I don't think he's going to be in the team going for next season. Malo Gusto is class. Marco Correa, first game after injury, it was a very, very good game for him. He calmed down the nerves in build up in there. Moise Caicedo wasn't one of his best games, but in moment it was good. Enzo Fernandez again wasn't one of his best games, but in that assist to Cole Palmer in between the line for him to receive the ball and then strike at Martin Dubravka's goal was excellent. Raheem Sterling was speaking about him. The least said about him, the better. He was shambolic today. He has been shambolic in recent times. I don't like him. Conor Gallagher was a little bit off because we heard that he had some flu and he shouldn't probably have played this game. I don't know why Poch still played him, but then he wasn't able to inject that pace and aggression that we wanted. Albeit he still did a lot of good stuff off the ball for us when Chelsea wanted to play out from the back and bring the ball up top as well. See, it is the first season of Nicolas Jackson and he has 9 goals in English Premier League. That is huge. I don't know what you guys think. Let me hear about it as well. What do you think about Nicolas Jackson? Kai Havertz's best season, I think, was about 8 goals. Nicolas Jackson, first season, 9 goals in the English Premier League. That's good stuff. And that flick on Cole Palmer's ball was excellent because exactly what you want from your attacker, just to get something on the ball. And he did. And Chelsea were up by a goal to 0. And I think that is quality from Nicolas Jackson. Quality stuff from Nicolas Jackson. 9 goals in the English Premier League this season. The problem, however, is how he gets consistent. I like his hold up play at certain point in time. I like that ball where he flicked to Sterling when he won that area battle and flicked to Sterling. Of course, Sterling wasn't able to convert that. He beat Martin Dubravka but failed to convert. And those are the issues with Raheem Sterling. I like the fact that Nicolas Jackson went into press most of the times. Enzo Fernandez, when he moved up onto the right-hand side and Chelsea overloaded that area, in the lead up to Cole Palmer's goal, Enzo was excellent in finding Cole Palmer in between the lines. It was very, very good stuff in there that Chelsea did to be able to find Cole Palmer in between the lines. And of course, Cole Palmer is excellent at it. Guys, you've not liked the channel. I want you guys to like the channel. Like the channel. We just have 6 likes right now. Please like the channel. Yes, I like that. Like the channel. Send in some love emojis. Like the channel. And then if you're not subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel. Turn on notification. Subscribe to the channel. And share the link in your groups as well. Let me read some more messages. Then we'll go to the final part of the conversations. Amor Solomon says, I also think Mudryk. Yeah, I've read that. MD Abdullah. He says, I trust Mudryk to be his best. I'm sure that's what I wanted to say next season. Yeah, I agree with you. I trust Mudryk to be his best next season. That's true. Emmanuel Ayo says, my brother, I'm asking you, what is really wrong with Sterling? Trust me, Emmanuel. I presume you're Nigerian. I wish I knew. I think that Sterling really isn't enthused about Chelsea as the other young players are. He missed the ball. He took Van Botman inside and out, shot it side netting, and he was smiling. I thought that was a ball that he could have squared it to Cole Palmer. But Raheem Sterling was smiling. And I was very, very angry. I was very, very, very angry at what he did. So what happened in the game was that now Chelsea are on 11th position still. And I saw somebody put in a group that Chelsea are still going to be on 11th position. Yes, Chelsea are still 11th on the league log as it stands now. They are nowhere close to the other guys that are there. I think just 1 point away from Newcastle. And then the subsequent games Chelsea have to win. I want to go through Chelsea's subsequent games. We'll talk about that quickly. And then we'll look about what Chelsea has to do. There's an important game that Chelsea has to play in the league, and then the FA Cup. We'll talk about that. Then we'll bring an end to our live today. And of course, I'll say a very big thank you to you, to everybody that has joined. Thank you very much. I'm grateful. You can take a screenshot. I think we peaked around 50 something people, almost 60 people live concurrently. I would say thank you very much to all of you. I'm sure it was more than that. Thank you very much. But let's look at Chelsea's final games that are coming. After today's game that they played against Newcastle, there are a couple of games that are coming. Let's look at that before we'll go away. So Chelsea's fixture. Chelsea has a next game against Leicester City. Leicester City is the next one on Sunday, I guess. I think the Leicester game is on Sunday. Then on the 30th of March after the international break, there is Chelsea versus Burnley at home. That's a must-win game for Chelsea. You beat Newcastle, you beat Burnley at home. If you beat Burnley, then Chelsea now goes to 42 points. That is going to be 8, close to where Brighton are. Even if Brighton wins, Chelsea moves away from the 11th position, can go as far as 9th in there in that area. And then the next game after Brighton is Manchester United at home again. Chelsea play 2 matches on a trot at home in there. Chelsea play Burnley, Leicester City at home. If they win the Leicester game, it's the Wembley game. The Leicester game is going to be really, 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 really cagey. And we'll do all the analysis. So that's why I say if you're not subscribed to the channel, do so. Burnley are the whipping boys now. Everybody's beating Burnley. Chelsea have no excuse but to beat Burnley when we return from the international break. Then there is Manchester United. That I must admit is going to be a difficult one. Chelsea find it hard to beat Man United in recent times, but they need to put in a fight. Even if you get a draw in that game, when they go away to Sheffield, who are bottom of the league, Chelsea really, 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 really can get to the top half of the league and get somewhere I want to sit there. But MD Abdullah says that, so Fiifi-Manfred, you are simply the best, my brother. Thank you very much. I'm grateful, guys. Thank you. As always, I'm grateful. Alfred Mason says, my first time on your channel, and I really love it. Keep it up, Alfred. So then make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on notification. We do it excellently here on the Fiifi-Manfred channel. Every day, we try to post 2 videos, 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. each day. You can share the link to our friends as well. Guys, I think that it is time for us to draw the curtain here. But if you go to the channel, I posted a video of the post-match analysis in there. Go and watch it and then enjoy everything I've said over there. Guys, thank you very much. I'll see you, and we hope that Chelsea gets some good wins. Bye-bye.